we are headed back into Photoshop. Okay, I'm going to demo your motion blur. So go ahead and go File, Open, and open any photo inside Photoshop. Now, just as the project, guys, just as the project says, this is really, 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 really awesome to use with a motion photo. You can use it for any type of photo. But a lot of times this effect is super fast and easy if you need to put text over a certain image and have a focal point. So we are inside Photoshop and we have a photo open. Let's go ahead and make sure we have the layers panel. Designers, thank you. So Darian, you guys get busy, please. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. Open a photo. Make sure we have our layers panel open. First thing I'm going to do is unlock the background. Who can tell me how I unlock the background? Good, thanks. A little lock. Now we're going to jump this layer or copy this layer. And to do this, we're going to do a Command J. A Command J. Command J jumps the layer. That's our shortcut for Photoshop. So we're going to Command J, and we're going to select the layer on top. So Command J, layer on top. Now the top layer is what we're going to make the motion blur on. So I'm going to go up to Filter, down to Blur, and over to Motion Blur. Filter, Blur, Motion Blur. Now from here, you can see you probably only have it a distance of 11 or 10 pixels by default. You can use your slider at the bottom of this pop-out window to increase or decrease the level of blur. You can change the angle of the blur if you need to. This is more of a crosshatch, but if you'd like to do that, you can. You can set the blur to back to 0, which is its normalization point. Then we're going to click OK. Now here's where the magic happens. This is where it gets not difficult, but detailed. So I have the regular picture on the bottom. I have the blurred picture on top. I want to reveal what's underneath, but I don't want to destroy any pixels. So I'm going to go to my layers panel. I'm going to come to the bottom to the rectangle with the circle through it. That's called the Add a Layer Mask. So on the top layer, after I have added that blur, click on the rectangle with the circle. It says Add a Layer Mask. Now you might not think it did anything, but look at the layers panel and you can see that it does have a layer mask icon. We're now going to make sure that we have that layer mask icon highlighted for our next steps. So we open the picture, we unlock the background, we jumped it, Command J, and then we added a layer mask. Okay, go ahead. We're going to do open instead of place. Okay, so File, Open, and then go open what you have on your computer.
This here?
Uh-huh.
I said, so this is my actual grade class.
Oh, we'll do that later, Liberian. I'm still lecturing. Follow along with me. Uh-huh. So you have, looks like we have some filters here. So you want to get rid of all that to just have the picture.
Can I get some water?
Uh-huh. Okay. So you're good. You can come here and go up to filter, down to blur. Oh, you've got a blur on it. You can go more if you'd like. But you need to Command J that. So it looks like we placed instead of open that image. So go ahead and close everything out and then open the image of the dog instead of placing. Okay? Okay, I'll demo this again. I'm just going to go through first for the people that want to go through it once, and then I'll go back through it. So we have our layer mask thumbnail. Then I'm going to go to my brush tool. The shortcut for my brush tool is B on my keyboard. Now, making sure we are either revealing or concealing when we're working with layer mask. When we work with our default colors, such as white on the foreground, that's actually concealing. So we need to reveal what's underneath. So I'm going to click X on my keyboard, or make sure I have black as my default color for my foreground.
Wait, click X.
So, well, X simply switches foreground and background. So make sure that your foreground color is black on your toolbar at the bottom.
Why is my pixel this?
Well, we put a blur on it. We put a blur on the top layer. Let me finish this little part and I'll come over, okay? So we've got black on your keyboard. We've got a brush. Now, a lot of times, your brush may be the stars because the last time we used our brush was for stars. So you may need to go up to your options toolbar. Instead of choose a star brush, you may want to choose a hard or a soft round. And now watch what I can do. I'm going to increase. So I'm going to take my brush. I'm going to go to my layer mask thumbnail. I'm going to use my brackets to increase my brush size. And then I'm going to reveal the little bee that's underneath. And so now I have a reveal. I'll make mine a little larger so you can see. So I'm going to reveal a part of my picture, leaving the other part of my picture blurred. Now, let's say that you messed up or you're like, in hindsight, I don't love that much. You can switch your colors to make your foreground color white, and then you can come back and paint over it because that conceals. Okay, so if you know that you need to put some text, I'm going to come back in and make only my B clear from my motion blur. And that is our motion blur project.